Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this lecture we will discuss on Einstein's theory of specific heat. Now let us start with our Einstein's theory of specific heat. Before going to this topic, so let me tell you once again. So in the last class we have discussed Dulong-Petrit's law. So that is, in case of the lattice vibration, if we will consider the lattice points, or these are the atoms. These lattice points are also, suppose if I will consider some atoms are attached at this point, at the lattice point, or simply we can say that these are the atoms there attached with it. If we will consider these are the bonds, or these are considered to be a spring. And here we will consider if this atom vibrate with a frequency omega, then in the case of the Dulong-Petrit, he give the idea on the basis of the classical theory that the total energy will be equal to p square by 2m plus the potential energy. This is your p square by 2m is your kinetic energy, and your potential energy will be equal to 1 by 2 m omega square into x square. So this is our potential energy. So on the basis of this Dulong-Petrit, that is on the basis of the classical theory, we have calculated the specific heat, that is Cv, that is the at constant volume we have calculated its value equal to 3a, which is actually constant. This value is actually constant in case of the Dulong-Petrit. But in case of the Einstein, now we are going to prove, in case of the Einstein theory, here Einstein will consider the lattice will vibrate according to the quantum mechanics, not classical mechanics. Okay, according to quantum statistical, we can say that according to quantum statistics, the particle or the lattice or the atoms, they will vibrate according to the quantum phenomena. And in this Einstein case, we will consider that the particle or the atoms, they will have the energies having the value that is NH. Now let us start with our topic, that is Einstein's theory of specific heat. So let us start writing with me. Classically, the atoms of the solid were considered as that is in classically I am considering, okay, were considered as simple harmonic oscillator having continuous energy. Here we have considered energies are continuous in nature, having continuous energies. But Einstein by applying Planck's quantum theory, assume that the atoms are identical. The atoms are identical and independent harmonic oscillator oscillators with a single natural frequency, and they will vibrate. Planck's quantum theory assumes that the atoms are identical and independent harmonic oscillator and can vibrate with a single natural frequency having discrete values that is discrete values of energy discrete values of energy like h nu, 2h nu, 3h nu and so on up to nh nu, or you can say that the energies are quantized. The energies are quantized. Energies are quantized. Quantized. That is, simply we can say that according to the Dulong-Petrit's law or according to the classical theory of the solid, the atoms of the solid, we consider that they will be considered to be as the simple harmonic oscillator and they will vibrate with a frequency omega and they have the continuous energy. In case of the classical concept, so the atom will vibrate with a frequency omega and the energies are continuous in nature. But according to the Einstein applied the Planck's quantum theory and he assumed that the atoms are identical and independent harmonic oscillator and can vibrate with a single natural frequency. And here according to the Einstein, that is, he considered the quantum theory according to which the energies are in the form of discrete matter. In classical mechanics we consider the energies are continuous in nature, but in case of the Einstein, that is the quantum theory, it states that the energies are discrete in nature. That is h nu, 2h nu, 3h nu and so on nh nu, that is the energies are quantized. So we can write the possible energies of oscillator, the possible energy levels, the possible energy levels of an oscillator, energy levels of an oscillator is energy equal to En equal to, we can write nh nu. These are all possible values of the energy, or simply we can write n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to so on. This is your equation 1. Okay. Now according to quantum mechanics, the energy of the harmonic oscillator, is E equal to n plus half h nu, or simply we can write it as this is equal to n plus half h cot omega. This is your, or simply we can write it, this is h cot omega naught. Okay, this is your omega naught. For this 1 by 2 h nu, where in this case this half h nu is called the 0 point energy, where that is, this is called 0 point energy, 0 point energy, that is when n equal to 0. Okay, when n equal to 0, energy will be equal to 1 by 2 h nu and this is called 0 point energy. And again according to Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law, according to Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution of energy, distribution of energies, the mean energy of the oscillator or the average energy, okay, the mean energy of the oscillator, we can write mean energy of the oscillator is E average will be equal to sum over 0 to infinite E dn divided by sum over 0 to infinite dn. So here this E into dn, it will represent the total energy of the particle, and this dn, it will represent the total number of particles. This sum over dn will represent the total number of particles. So if I will apply the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law, so this is simply equal to, that is, you know, this dn is proportional to exponential minus e by kt. So here I can write this will be 0 to infinite e into, in place of dn we can write this will be exponential minus e by kt. Okay, or this is your kbt, Boltzmann constant, divided by sum over 0 to infinite exponential minus e by kt, or this is minus e by kbt. Now if I put the value of this energy, that is, here you can see the energy value is n plus half h cot omega naught. simply if I'll put this value here, now this average energy will be equal to sum over n equal to 0 to infinite n plus half. In place of energy we are substituting n plus half h cot omega naught exponential. In place of E, again I will put this will be n plus half h cot omega naught divided by kt. This is kBT whole divided by this will be sum over n equal to 0 to infinite exponential minus n plus half. This will be minus n plus half h cot omega naught divided by kt. Okay, so if I'll put this h cot omega naught divided by kt to be x, so let us put h cot omega naught divided by kt, this term, suppose x. Okay, this term is suppose x. Now this equation can be written as this is equal to h cot omega naught, this is h cot omega naught sum over n equal to 0 to infinite n plus half exponential, this will be n plus half whole into x, or let me write this minus into h cot omega naught divided by kt. Let me write it here, x equal to minus h cot omega naught divided by kt, so that this will be simply exponential n plus half whole into x divided by this will be exponential, this can be written as sum over exponential n plus half whole into x. Okay, now if I'll expand this term, let me write the equation again. This average energy E bar equal to this E bar, that is equal to sum over, let me write first h cot omega naught sum over n plus half, this is n plus half into exponential n plus half into x, n plus half into x divided by this is sum over exponential n plus half into x. Okay, this sum over varies from n equal to 0 to infinite. Now if I put the value of n, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, so this will becomes equal to h cot omega naught. The first term will be 1 by 2, if n equal to 0 then this will be 1 by 2 exponential 1 by 2, or this is exponential x by 2. Again if I will put n value is 1 plus half is your 3 by 2, again exponential 3 by 2x plus similarly 5 by 2 into exponential 5 by 2x and so on. Okay, divided by this will be exponential, again if I will put the value of n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 so on, this will be exponential x by 2 plus this will be exponential 3x by 2 plus exponential 5x by 2 and so on, 5x by 2 and so on. Okay, now this term can be written as equal to h cot omega naught, this will be d by dx of log of exponential x by 2 plus exponential 3x by 2 plus exponential 5x by 2 and so on. Okay, because you can see if we'll take the derivative d by dx of log of something, you know, for the derivative of log of this much, that will be 1 by this total term. Log of this term, that is this bracketed term, will be equal to 1 by this much. Now again if we'll take the derivative of this one, exponential x by 2, this will be 1 by 2 into exponential x by 2. Again for this will be 3 by 2 into exponential 3x by 2. And similarly if we'll take the derivative of this will be exponential 5x by 2 into the derivative of this, that will be 5 by 2. So here in place of this total term, I can write d by dx of log of this much, and again we can write this will be equal to h cot omega naught, this is equal to h cot omega naught d by dx of log of, if I'll take common exponential x by 2, this will be exponential x by 2 taken common, 1 plus this will be exponential x plus the next term will be exponential 2x plus so on. Okay, here I have taken common exponential x by 2, and also 1 plus exponential x plus exponential 2x, this is just in the form of, let me write, this is suppose like 1 plus x square plus so on. So this is nothing but 1 by 1 minus x, and here this is 1 plus exponential x plus exponential 2x and so on. So this is nothing but 1 by 1 minus exponential x. So in this place I will substitute 1 by 1 minus exponential x. So let me substitute 1 by 1 minus exponential x. So let me write, this will be equal to h cot omega naught d by dx of log exponential x by 2 into 1 by 1 minus x, or 1 minus exponential x, or simply if I'll take this logarithm inside the bracket, this will be log into exponential x by 2, this log into exponential, this will becomes simply exponential, sorry, this is simply x by 2, let me write it again, this is equal to h cot omega naught d by dx of, the first term will be x by 2, because log into exponential, this will be 1, so this will be simply x by 2 minus this log 1 is 0, this is in the form of, this total term is in the form of a by b, so log a by b, that will be log a minus log b. Since log 1 is 0, I can write this will be minus log 1 minus exponential x, and now we can write this is equal to, if I take the derivative, this will be h cot omega naught d by dx of x by 2 is simply 1 by 2, and log of this much will be minus 1 by 1 minus exponential x into derivative of this minus exponential x will be minus exponential x, so I can write this will be plus exponential x. Okay, and again if I want to solve this, like simply h cot omega naught whole into, this is 1 by 2, if I will divide this exponential x in the denominator and numerator, this will be simply 1 divided by exponential minus x minus 1. Okay, simply we have divided exponential x in the denominator and numerator, and again if I will put the value of x, if you can remember, the value of x we considered here, that is equal to minus h cot omega naught divided by kt. Okay, so now if I substitute here the value of x, that is equal to here, this is equal to h cot omega naught 1 by 2 plus this will be 1 by, this will be exponential h cot omega naught divided by kbt. Again this is your minus 1. So this is your average energy. Let us put this equation, suppose 4. Now we can calculate the total energy. So the total energy of the system, so the total energy, we can write the total energy, that is equal to 3n E average. Okay, so that is equal to, we can write U will be equal to 3n, this is h cot omega naught divided by 2 plus, if you can remember, we have calculated E average equal to h cot omega naught whole into 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt or kbt, this is your minus 1. So simply if I will multiply this 3n here, so this will be plus 3n, in the second term this will be 3n h cot omega naught divided by exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt minus 1. Okay, so let us drop this part. So this is our the total energy of the system. Now this is suppose equation 5. This is the total energy of the system. Now similarly we can calculate the specific heat of the system. So the specific heat at constant volume Cv equal to dou U by dou T at constant V. Dou U by dou T at constant V. So we can calculate from this expression. Here the no T term is present. So this term is goes to 0. When you will take the derivative with respect to the with respect to the temperature T. So this will be, first term goes to 0. For the second term this will be 3n. We can write this is 3n into h cot omega naught into, in place of 1 by exponential this much, this will be 1 by exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt minus 1, this will be whole square. Okay, and again minus 1 will present. This total term we have to take the derivative with respect to the temperature. So for this will be minus 1 by this much square. Again the derivative of exponential h cot omega naught by kt will be exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt. Okay, and into again the derivative of this term, that is h cot omega naught by kt, that will be equal to this h cot omega naught divided by k. The derivative of h cot omega naught divided by kbt, that will be h cot omega naught divided by kb into the 1 by t, that will be equal to minus 1 by t square. The derivative of 1 by t, that will be minus 1 by t square. This, since h cot omega naught by kb is constant, so this constant term is present here, and for this 1 by t the derivative will be minus 1 by t square. So simply here you can see this minus 1 get cancelled. So here this h cot omega naught present, and also here h cot omega naught is present. So I can write this in the simplified manner. Let me write this is equal to, that is Cv equal to, we can write 3n. If I will multiply k here and if I will divide k here, so this will be h cot omega naught kbt whole square. You can see here 1 k is multiplied here and 1 k is divided here, and 1 k is present here. So simply we can write, if I will take common this k, so I can write like this, into this will be exponential h cot omega naught divided by kbt divided by exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt minus 1 whole square. This is the value of Cv. This is suppose equation 6. And here this h cot omega by k, h cot omega naught divided by kb, this is called the Einstein temperature. Okay, this is your capital theta. This is known as Einstein's temperature. So this one is important. So this is known as the characteristic temperature, or simply known as the Einstein temperature, or this is known as Einstein's temperature. Okay, or this simply, that is, we can write this as h cot omega naught, that is equal to kb into theta e. This is capital theta. So we can write in place of Cv we can write, here you can see this h cot omega naught by kb is your theta e. So in place of this we can write this is equal to 3n kb, this is your capital theta e divided by t whole square into, this will be again h cot omega naught by kb. Again I will write this will be exponential theta e divided by t, and again divided by, this will be exponential theta e by t minus 1 whole square. So let me write the expression. below. So let us write it here. So Cv will be equal to Cv equal to 3nk, that is the Boltzmann constant Kb. Let me write 3n Kb, capital theta I, this is capital theta I, divided by T whole square exponential theta I by T exponential theta I divided by T whole divided by exponential theta I by T minus 1 whole square. Okay, so this is suppose equation number 7. So now if I will consider for the high temperature case, if I will consider for high temperature, if I will consider, then for that case, that is here we are considering the lattice vibration. Okay, for the high temperature we can consider this exponential h cot omega, or this is h cot omega naught divided by kBt. This is equal to exponential simply theta E by T. This simply exponential theta E by T, or we can write it as this is equal to 1 plus theta E by T divided by theta E by T whole square, and so on. Okay. Now if I will neglect the higher terms, so this will be equal to, we can write the average energy equal to h cot omega naught. If you can remember, this is equal to h cot omega naught. You can see here, this is your average energy relation, that is in equation 4. This is average energy equal to h cot omega naught whole into 1 by 2 plus 1 by this much minus 1. So in place of this exponential this much, I can write this exponential h cot omega by kt, that is equal to exponential theta by t. Again this exponential theta by t can be expanded as 1 plus theta by t plus so on. So in this case I can write at the high temperature. So let me write it here from equation 4. You can check. From equation 4 we can write average energy will be equal to h cot omega naught whole into 1 by 2 plus 1 by, this will be like 1 minus 1 so on. So that will be theta I divided by t. So this second term, if I will substitute the value of exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt term there, so this will be this much, and neglecting the higher order terms, or let me write the term. This is 1 plus 1 by 2, 1 by exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt. This is exponential h cot omega naught divided by kt minus 1, and so on. Okay, this is your average energy, and in this exponential h cot omega naught by kt, I am just substituting this value. Okay, so if I substitute this value, so this will be, in place of this if I substitute 1 plus theta I divided by t, now you can see that this 1 get cancelled. So the remaining term will be theta I by t. So in that part simply I am substituting theta I by t. So now in this case, if I will drop this part, I will simply write that expression here. This will be 1 divided by theta E divided by t. Okay. Now simply we can write it as this is equal to 1 by 2 h cot omega naught plus, you know, theta E equal to h cot omega naught by kb. This theta is nothing but h cot omega by kb. So this h cot omega naught, this h cot omega naught, they will get cancelled. So the remaining term will be, I can write this will be kb into t. Okay. That is, if I substitute this theta E to be, this is your h cot omega naught divided by kbt. So if I multiply this term with this one, so this is simply kt. So the average energy will be equal to this much. This suppose equation 8. I think this is 8. Yes, this is equation 8. So now we can write the total energy of the system at the high temperature. We can write this is equal to 3n by 2 h cot omega naught plus 3n kt. And similarly we can calculate Cv will be equal to, if we will take the derivative, that is dou u by dou t at constant V. So this is simply equal to 3nk. This is equal to 3nk at the high temperature. And similarly we can calculate for the low temperature. Now for the low temperature, if I will calculate, that is T is very less than the Einstein temperature here. So in that case you can calculate the average energy will be equal to h cut omega naught. This will be 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by exponential theta e by t minus 1. Okay, or this can be written as equal to h cut omega naught 1 by 2 plus, this can be written as exponential minus theta e divided by t. So this minus 1 is neglected here. Okay, and again we can write the total energy, that is U will be equal to 3n h cut omega naught divided by 2. Again plus, this is your 3n h cut omega naught divided by, we can write, this is exponential plus theta e by t, that is your Einstein temperature divided by t. This E is your substitute. Okay, this theta E means Einstein temperature, that's why here I am just writing it in the substitute, that is theta E divided by t. So the energy equal to 3n h cut omega naught divided by 2 plus 3n h cut omega naught divided by exponential theta E divided by t. Okay, now we can calculate Cv. So Cv will be equal to dou u by dou t at constant V. So in this expression temperature term is absent, so only we have to take this term. So this will be equal to 3n, this will be h cut omega naught, the derivative of this exponential theta e by t, this will be 1 by exponential theta e by t whole square into exponential theta e by t into, again, the derivative of theta e by t, that will be equal to, for this term this is minus 1, this divided by exponential theta e by t whole square, this is exponential theta e by t into, this will be derivative of theta e by t, theta e is your constant, so this is your Einstein temperature theta e into minus 1 by t square into minus 1 by t square. Since we are taking the derivative with respect to the t, that is your temperature, so here this minus sign get cancelled. So now if I multiply, let us see here, if I multiply 1k here and 1k here, that is your Boltzmann constant here, so the term remains same. So in this place I can write, this is your theta, that is your Einstein temperature. So in this place, if I will drop this one, in this part I can write, this will be, let me write it clearly, this is equal to 3nk as it is into theta e, Einstein temperature. And also you can see here, this is also theta is present here, and this is 1 by t square, so I can write it directly, theta e divided by t whole square. This will be theta e divided by t whole square, and I will erase this one, that is this theta e by t square will present here, that is theta e by t whole square. Now we can see this is exponential theta e by t, and here also exponential theta e by t whole square. So one term get cancelled, so that is equal to, that is the value of Cv is near about 3nk, that is the Boltzmann constant k, theta e divided by t whole square into exponential minus theta e by t, that is your Einstein temperature here, minus theta e by t. So this is the value of Cv at the low temperature. So here if you can see here, at the high temperature region, that is we have calculated here, this average energy, that is in the equation 8 we have calculated, this is called your 0 point energy, that is half h cot omega naught plus kT. This is called your 0 point energy, and in this case you can see that this at the high temperature, according to Einstein, this Cv value is 3 Nk, whereas in case of the low temperature, this Cv value is 3 Nk into theta I by T whole square into exponential minus theta I by T. So what is the conclusion? So let us write the conclusion. This is your conclusion. So the conclusion is that is Einstein conclusion. At the low temperature, at low temperature, most of the oscillators are in the state of 0 point energy, in the state of 0 point energy, they execute 0 point oscillation, they execute 0 point oscillations and 0 point oscillations, we can say that they execute 0 point oscillations, and this is not thermal oscillations, but not thermal oscillations, and a fraction of oscillations, fraction of oscillators are excited by the energy kT, So the thermal energy of the oscillator, so we can say that, so the thermal energy of the oscillator are less than kT. So the thermal energy of the oscillators will be less than kT, So we can say that, so the specific heat of the quantum oscillator, so specific heat of quantum oscillator will be less than specific heat of classical oscillator, So in the next class we will discuss on the device theory, that is the limitation found in the Einstein case that has been somehow solved by the Debye, and you can see in that case, that is the Debye or the experimental curve, you can say. So if you will plot a graph between, this is suppose T by theta, that is Einstein temperature, and this is your function of theta by T. So we will discuss it on the next class. This is your theta by T. So this one is for your Einstein, and this one is your Debye, or this can be said that this is your experimental one. So the nature of the Einstein curve and that with the experimental curve, it is quite similar, but it deviates in the region of the low temperature range. So in case of the low temperature, its value deviates. So at the low temperature, the lattice specific heat is proportional to the T cube law, that is according to Debye. We will discuss it. But in case of the Einstein, when T is very less than the Einstein temperature theta E, the specific heat is proportional to is proportional to exponential minus theta E by T. minus theta e divided by t. That is, it exponentially varies, which indicates that the Einstein function falls off more rapidly than it should at low temperature. That is, at low temperature region, the CV curve, it will fall more rapidly than it should fall at the low temperature. So this is the basic, we can say that this discrepancy between the theoretical and experimental results at the low temperature, this was removed by the Debye, or we will see the Debye theory in the next class. So this is all about your Einstein's theory of the specific heat. So this is all for today. Thank you.